KEYC News Now to Go is sponsored by Rivers Edge Hospital and Clinic. People caring for people.
Moments like these make life worth living. Rivers Edge Hospital and Clinic is your partner in taking control of your own health. Take your steps towards a lasting tomorrow. Rivers Edge Hospital.
Hello and thanks for joining us for this KEYC News Now to Go update on a Tuesday. I'm Jackson Jerk. In a few minutes, I'll be joined by First Alert meteorologist Caitlin Lohr with a look at today's forecast and the rest of the week ahead. We start with neighboring state news. 2 people are dead, 2 others injured after separate weekend shootings in Fargo. Authorities first responded to reports of gunfire in the downtown Fargo area. Police say a 19-year-old was killed there. Another person was shot and is in critical condition. Another victim is expected to be okay. Police later learned of another shooting in South Fargo. A 20-year-old was shot and killed there. Fargo police are still looking for the gunman in that shooting. They say he's 20-year-old Tyreek Jones. At this time, authorities say there is no indication of an ongoing threat to the public. Back here at home, a heads up for some drivers. Road work starting next week will close off a portion of Highway 14 near Janesville. MnDOT will temporarily close westbound Highway 14 east of Janesville starting next Monday for concrete panel replacement work. Westbound Highway 14 will be closed between Waseca County Road 17, that's near the Crystal Valley Co-op, and Waseca County Road 33 near the ethanol plant. Traffic will be detoured to Old Highway 14 during the project, which is expected to take about a week, weather permitting. In state news today, Minnesota lawmakers are looking to tackle fraud in St. Paul next year. The state's Department of Human Services announcing it will terminate its Housing Stabilization Services program. That program is a target of an active fraud investigation. Quinn Gorham has lawmakers' responses.
We need to get back to the basics, and I think stopping this program and really doing a deep dive on where the internal control failures were is essential.
Minnesota state lawmakers calling for a closer look after the state's DHS announced it'd be ending an entire program due to fraud allegations. The department made the announcement last week, not long after moving to root out the fraud in other ways.
I know that there'd been a series of steps that had been taken leading up to that in terms of identifying some specific providers where there were concerns. Then they paused payments to those.
Prior to its termination, DHS had frozen payments to the 50 largest providers within the program. The move was made thanks to a new state law that allows agencies to stop payments if they suspect fraudulent activity.
There've been a series of steps taken, in particular in 23-24. To tighten controls, to give more authority to agencies to stop payments, to do the sort of thing that DHS did. Right?
Dave Pinto is the ranking DFLer on the brand new House Fraud Committee. The committee was a GOP request, a condition for the power sharing agreement that eventually governed a tied chamber last spring. As such, it's got a 5-3 Republican lean chaired by Representative Kristen Robbins.
But to be clear, they already had the ability to stop payment when there were credible allegations of fraud. This gave it a little more definition in statute.
Robbins hopes to see their committee continue to provide tools to combat fraud. She says she's got a list of priorities for next year.
Some of the bills that I had proposed or came from committee members this session didn't make it over the finish line. But the number one thing we need is for the governor to hold the agencies accountable.
In St. Paul, Quinn Gorham, KEYC News Now.
Switching gears and joining me at the desk now is Caitlin Lohr, who's here to talk about basically everything nice that's going on outside, because there isn't really a lot of negative stuff in terms of weather.
No, and even with the storm chances we have in the near future, those are going to be overnight, so we can go about our day today and even tomorrow, not really have to worry about them. Might just wake up to maybe a rumble of thunder overnight. Now, with that being said, there is unfortunately a chance for a couple of strong to severe storms. We do have a low threat for that chance of severe weather in the area. It's really south central into southwestern Minnesota, as well as northwestern Iowa. And the main reason that we are seeing this is because that greater risk is out to the west in the Dakotas. What that means is that those storms are anticipated to be stronger and more severe out in the Dakotas, but those storms are going to be moving east-southeastward into our area, and there's a chance that some of them could hold their severe strength and produce some damaging winds and/or large hail within our area. There is a chance of an isolated tornado, but I'm going to be really honest with you and tell you that that chance is so minimal, so low that we really aren't too concerned about that kind of developing in the area. Instead, we will be mostly watching for damaging winds and large hail, because that is the greatest concern or threat for here in south central to southwestern Minnesota and northwestern Iowa. But that's not until later tonight. As you can see, as we take a look at the future cast, we're looking at nothing but sunshine through this afternoon with a few clouds mixed in here and there. We'll see mostly clear skies to kick off our late night, and then those clouds move in with that line of showers and thunderstorms coming in from the Dakotas. Again, there could be a couple of strong to severe storms with some damaging winds and our large hail possible. This line is going to move into the west of us between 3 and 4 o'clock tomorrow morning, and then move into the Mankato area between 4 and 5 o'clock tomorrow morning. From there, they'll fizzle out shortly after 7, but as you can see, by 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, they're going to become more isolated. So what this means is that you really don't need to worry about having that umbrella with you as you head out the door tomorrow, as we are looking at these isolated chances continuing to diminish as we go on through the rest of tomorrow morning. Now today we are looking at a high of 79 degrees with mostly sunny skies and a little bit of haziness still lingering around the area. With that being said, your air quality forecast for today is going to be very similar to yesterday in the sense that we are looking at that moderate zone, which does affect a smaller group of people who are considered extra sensitive to wildfire smoke. But again, we have been dealing with that smoke up until the most recent days, and that being said, that number of people affected with just this small amount of smoke could be a little bit greater just because that we are still dealing with the effects of that heavy smoke at the end of last week. As you can see, northeastern Minnesota going to remain in that orange zone, which is considered unhealthy for some, and that's because that smoke is expected to stay thicker up there. Tonight, low 67 degrees by tomorrow morning with a chance of showers and thunderstorms overnight, as we talked about that. Taking a look at the future cast for tomorrow, these isolated chances will continue to fizzle out by about 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, along with that cloud coverage making way for once again another day full of sunshine. So like I said, we'll still be able to get outside today and tomorrow and enjoy the day. Tomorrow night, clouds move back in along with another chance of a few showers and thunderstorms as we make our way into Thursday morning. So that being said, between now and 7 a.m. Friday morning, we're looking at a range of rain totals from under 1/10 of an inch all the way up to about an inch possible. Lowest totals will be along the border of Minnesota and Iowa, going down into northern Iowa, with those totals increasing from Mankato north and westward towards Hutchinson and Wilmer. What that means is here in Mankato or this south central area, we're looking at about 1/10 of an inch up to 1/4 of an inch on average. Here's a look at your extended forecast showing temperatures on the rise. We're looking at 80s by tomorrow with that chance of storms tomorrow morning. And then we've got mid-80s by Thursday, upper 80s on Friday. With that increase in temperature also comes an increase in humidity. So we are looking at the potential of heat index values up to about 100 degrees. But don't worry, it won't last long. Cool down on the way with some showers and storms over the weekend, and seasonal temperatures return next week.
By this time of the year, we're all seasoned veterans when it comes to humidity. So thanks for watching this KUIC News Now to Go update. Stay with KUIC News Now for the latest local news, weather, and sports on our website.
And download the free KUIC News and weather apps for the latest headlines and forecast.